Hello everyone. Welcome to my bold and the beautiful news channel. I hope you're all having an amazing day. Before we dive into today's content, make sure to hit that subscribe button and show some love by giving this video a thumbs up. At Forrester Manifestations, in the plant office, Trust inquires as to whether Steffi has quite recently undermined her. Steffi says it's an admonition. This is certainly not a game. This is her life and her loved ones. Never contemplate going too far with my better half once more, or your line is gone. Trust moans that how she managed Finn was unforgivable. Steffi amends to Finn how you treated Finn. Finn needed no piece of that kiss. Trust has made numerous expressions of remorse. Steffi doesn't require statements of regret. She wants her to not become Brooke 2.0. Don't bother my better half. In the primary office, Brooke is curious as to whether Edge would have upheld Steffi unloading Trust's line. He says he'll continuously uphold what's best for the organization. Taylor steps in and advises Brooke to simply be cheerful and let her and Edge do their obligations. It's not up to her to scrutinize Steffi's choices. Brooke contends that she works there. The main individual who ought not be ringing in it is her. Taylor is basically requesting that she regards Steffi as co-president. Brooke reminds her she cheered her choice. However, she's back on the chief and Steffi needs to begin regarding her and Trust. More, Lawrence Holly-Person Victor's farewell to Summer. Edge tells the ladies they all need exactly the same thing. What is best for Steffi, what is best for Trust, and what is best for the organization. Brooke gives Steffi praise for not cutting expectations line. Taylor thinks Steffi showed huge restriction given Trust kissed Finn. Brooke says Trust is repentant and it will not reoccur. Taylor gestures. It better not. She's not persuaded Trust has mastered anything. Brooke says her girl realizes it was off base. Taylor contemplates whether that is sufficient to hold her back from doing it once more. In his office, Finn murmurs and puts his pen down. He sees his wedding photograph and glimmers back to tracking down Steffi in the enclosure in Luna's loft and liberating her. He grinds pondering their get-together. RJ thumps and comes in. Finn expresses gratitude toward him for dropping by. He's been worried about him and needs to realize how he's doing after everything with Luna. RJ values his anxiety. Scoring his neck, he says he's been attempting to truly make sense of all that she did. Finn notes they might very well always be unable to handle Luna's activities completely. RJ is simply grateful Steffi wasn't one individual who kicked the bucket. Finn is happy he had the option to arrive in time. There's nothing he wouldn't do to protect Steffi and the children. Finn reviews that he had an inclination Steffi required him. He's never had a bond with anybody like this previously. RJ desires to find something to that effect one day. Finn guarantees him he'll find somebody who merits him. RJ will zero in on family and work. That is all there is to it. Finn comments on him being half Logan and half Forrester. RJ laughs that it's unpleasant working when they don't get along. They're both happy that Steffi didn't cut Trust's line. Finn wants to accept that one day they'll move beyond their disparities and acknowledge they share more practically speaking than they understand. RJ trusts so. They shake hands and RJ leaves. In the plant office, Brooke strolls in on Steffi telling what to think not to kiss Finn once more. Brooke shouts, "This once more. You truly need to drop it, Steffi. Trust committed an error. She crossed a limit. She said she's grieved and Steffi ought to quit tossing it right in front of her." Steffi has learned throughout the long term that with regards to the Logans, words are simply words. Trust needs to move past this. Brooke guarantees it won't ever occur from this point onward. Steffi asks how she can make guarantees for her girl's sake. Brooke figures they ought to simply fail to remember what occurred at the party. According to Steffi, in no way, shape, or form, and cautions Trust she'll have her eyes on her. She leaves and Trust moans that this is simply one more danger from Steffi. Brooke gulps, "Steffi compromised you." Trust says that she said thanks to her for not dropping the line, but rather she then, at that point, clarified that assuming she successfully make her believe she's going on to her significant other, then the line is dead. Brooke wonders, she's truly clutching this. Trust hears about her holding on until she was distant from everyone else to drop the bomb. Brooke noticed that not a single one of them are saying she ought not be agitated about what occurred. However, she can't hold it over her and weaponize the kiss at whatever point it suits her. Trust has been taking care of the kiss since that evening. She's appreciative that she's allowed the line another opportunity. However, does there need to be surprises? There is dependably a cost to pay, and she's worn out on it. Trust chooses to leave, and Brooke calls, "Trust, come on," as she leaves. In the fundamental office, Steffi tells Edge and Taylor that Trust's line merits one more opportunity. Trust, then again, she's not completely certain about. She's certain she'll battle to save the line, and she truly believes that it should thrive. She knows she's ready. On one condition: Trust avoids my significant other. Taylor sneers. At Il Giardino, Finn is getting takeout when Expectation comes in searching for her father. He says he hasn't seen Elder and adds that he called ahead to ensure Shyla wasn't working today. Finn tells her he checked in with RJ today and is certain he'll be all right. Talk goes to the gathering. He's astounded she isn't more energized and notes she appears to be anxious. Might it be said that you are all right, Trust? In the primary office, Edge tells Steffi he can't fault her. Taylor concurs. She reserved each privilege to notify Trust. Steffi believes she's transforming into her mom. Taylor explains that it's anything but a commendation. Edge gets it. He thinks perhaps Trust just committed an error and it's excusable. Taylor thinks Steffi has shown her elegance. It's a reasonable instance of contending energetically not to turn into her mom that she's gradually transforming into Brooke. Edge figures they ought to assume the best about her. Steffi will be wonderfully amazed, assuming that she avoids Finn. Edge is certain she will. At Il Giardino, Finn asks Trust, "What's the issue?" She blazes to Steffi, advance notice her, and lets him know it's ideal on an off chance that they don't hang out. He actually doesn't have the foggiest idea about why she kissed him. Is it true that she was attacking Steffi? Trust doesn't have the foggiest idea, yet she thinks often about him to an extreme. Finn simply believes them should get along. They're areas of strength for both. Wonderful ladies. Finn's takeout shows up, and Trust learns he's purchasing lunch for the medical caretakers at work. He tells Trust he hopes everything would turn great for her and leaves. Trust watches him leave and blazes to him, telling her he'll continuously show up for herself and needing her sanctuaries. She recalls that then embracing elders and looks contemplative. RJ is just thankful Steffi wasn't one of the people who died. Finn is glad he was able to get there in time. There's nothing he wouldn't do to keep Steffi and the kids safe. Finn recalls that he had a feeling Steffi needed him. He's never had a bond with anyone like this before. RJ hopes to find something like that one day. Finn assures him he'll find someone who deserves him. RJ is going to focus on family and work. That's it. Finn remarks on him being half Logan and half Forrester. RJ chuckles that it's rough at work when they don't get along. They're both glad that Steffi didn't cut Hope's line. Finn has to believe that one day they'll get past their differences and realize they have more in common than they realize. RJ hopes so. They shake hands and RJ leaves. In the design office, Brooke walks in on Steffi telling Hope not to kiss Finn again. Brooke exclaims, "This again. You really need to drop it, Steffi." Hope made a mistake. She crossed a boundary. She said she's sorry and Steffi should stop throwing it in her face. Steffi has learned over the years that when it comes to the Logans, words are just words. Hope wants to move past this. Brooke promises it will never happen again. Steffi asks how she can make promises on her daughter's behalf. Brooke thinks they should just forget what happened at the party. Steffi says, "Absolutely not," and warns Hope she'll have her eyes on her. She walks out and Hope sighs that this is just another threat from Steffi. Brooke gaps, "Steffi threatened you." Hope says that she thanked her for not dropping the line, but she then made it clear that if she does anything to make her think she's coming onto her husband, then the line is dead. Brooke marvels she's really holding on to this. Hope scoffs about her waiting until she was alone to drop the bomb. Brooke notes that none of them are saying she shouldn't be upset about what happened, but she can't hold it over her and weaponize the kiss whenever it suits her. Hope has been paying the price for the kiss ever since that night. She's grateful that she's given the line another chance, but does there have to be strings attached? There is always a price to pay, and she's tired of it. Hope decides to leave and Brooke calls, "Hope, come on," as she walks out. In the main office, Steffi tells Ridge and Taylor that Hope's line deserves another chance. Hope, on the other hand, she's not so sure about. She's sure she'll fight to save the line, and she genuinely wants it to prosper. She knows she's on board, on one condition. Hope stays away from my husband. Taylor smirks. At Forrester Manifestations, in the plan office, Trust inquires as to whether Steffi has quite recently undermined her. Steffi says it's an admonition. This is certainly not a game. This is her life and her loved ones. Never contemplate going too far with my better half once more, or your line is gone. Trust moans that how she managed Finn was unforgivable. Steffi amends to Finn. How you treated Finn. Finn needed no piece of that kiss. Trust has made numerous expressions of remorse. Steffi doesn't require statements of regret. She wants her to not become Brooke 2.0. Don't bother my better half. In the primary office, Brooke is curious as to whether Edge would have upheld Steffi unloading Trust's line. He says he'll continuously uphold what's best for the organization. Taylor steps in and advises Brooke to simply be cheerful and let her and Edge do their obligations. It's not up to her to scrutinize Steffi's choices. Brooke contends that she works there. The main individual who ought not be ringing in is her. Taylor is basically requesting that she regards Steffi as co-president. Brooke reminds her she cheered her choice. However, she's back on the chief and Steffi needs to begin regarding her and Trust. More, Lawrence Holly Person Victor's farewell to Summer. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe for more updates.